5 in Monroe County now back open after a limo bus crash had the stretch of highway completely shut down.
Nearly a dozen people have been taken to the hospital. Fox News' Jessica Dupneck has been working the story all night. She joins us now live from inside the Weather Beast with the latest details on hopefully the conditions of some of these folks as well.
Yeah, so 11 people, as you said, were taken to the hospital, both in Monroe and Toledo. Michigan State Police, we've asked multiple times to clarify conditions on these folks and have not gotten an answer. Now, my sources tell me earlier when this happened that none of these situations were fatal, meaning no one died, at least at this scene. But in terms of beyond that, we're not getting any more information, unfortunately. Now, you're taking a look at a video that you can see the limo through the trees there where it veered off of the highway. Now, this is off of I-75 heading southbound right around Hurd Road in Frenchtown Township, that is near Monroe. It's unclear what caused the limo bus to go off of the road, but we are told it was the only vehicle that crashed. Now, police sources telling us tonight that the vehicle was registered out of Detroit and not registered or licensed to carry passengers. Now, secondary, of course, to those injuries, a massive traffic backup tonight, especially a lot of those semis on I-75. For hours they were backed up, but we have just learned within the last hour they opened up that area of I-75. Now, Michigan State Police are investigating, and they're not giving much at this point, but they are promising via their X account that they will be releasing more in a press release tomorrow. We did talk to folks that were on the scene early that live in that area earlier, and they said that from what they could hear and surmise from the scene that a lot of these victims were 18, 19 years old. There was some speculation that they were heading to Ohio, but again, we have not confirmed that with police. But that is a lot of people, 11 people taken to the hospital in all of this. And that was the number given at the scene earlier. So 15 passengers in total. It's possible others could be injured as well. Reporting live in Monroe County, Jessica Dupneck on The Edge.
Yeah, as we wait to hear the conditions, we of course hold out hope that they're going to be okay. In the meantime, though, the origination of this van could help tell the story of, what company was renting it out, who was it rented to, and who was driving.
Yeah, very concerning there that we've confirmed that this was not registered or licensed to carry passengers. And anybody with a limo or a limo bus, you can't just load it up and start driving. There's specifications that have to go through the state in order to do that. So there'll be some more to unpack with this in terms of the legalities surrounding that. And of course, whether or not alcohol or drugs played a role in all of this.
I'll be watching this one closely. We know you'll be following it as well. Jessica Dupneck for us live tonight. Thank you.
And now to a news alert on the fight against food insecurity. Michigan senators passing a bill today to provide $50 million in emergency funding for SNAP recipients and another $20 million for food banks, pantries, and other food programs. But Republican House Speaker Matt Hall is sounding the alarm, saying the bill won't pass the House. More than 1 million people in Michigan are set to lose their SNAP benefits starting on Saturday.
Well, tonight, a teacher in Taylor has been put on leave, accused of making inappropriate sexual comments to female students.
And this is a story we've been following for several days. Tonight, and Fox News Dave Kinchin hearing from more former students who say this behavior has really been going on for years. Dave, what have they been saying here?
Well, tonight we tracked down the president of the Taylor School Board of Education, who confirms there is an active investigation underway, and this as more former students of this teacher make similar allegations. And we're hearing tonight that parents say there's other teachers, several other teachers, who have also been accused of making inappropriate comments to largely female students. Now, on Tuesday, we told you about one teacher who allegedly spent years making inappropriate comments to female students while teaching at Taylor High School before later moving to a middle school. According to district officials, parents and former students allege he made young girls feel targeted and uncomfortable by talking about their physical appearance, the clothes they wore, and making what they call unwanted advances. Now, this teacher strongly denies these accusations. Tonight, we pressed the school board president, who also happens to be the former Taylor Teachers Union president, on what reforms they plan to make students feel safer.
The teacher in question is out on a leave while the investigation's going on, and we'll take it from there.
Is it paid leave?
He's on a paid leave, yes.
I was scared to ask questions in his class immediately, because I just got weird I felt weird, like, talking to him. Because the way that he'd look at you, the way he'd speak to you, he'd try to talk slow and seductive when he talked to women. It was weird. So I just didn't want to ask a question.
I was the president of the Taylor Federation of Teachers at one time during that for 15 years, and during that time this particular teacher in question had never had any trouble and was never, I couldn't pick him out of a crowd because there were never any issues.
Now, how can the schools be made safer so that students can feel safer, and like what should happen? What policies should be in place so that this stuff doesn't happen?
All of our employees are vetted. You don't know. People are people, and you know people are vetted before they come in to work in the district.
Should there be tougher rules?
You know what kind of rules? I don't know. That's something that isn't a television interview, but a sit-down conversation. But we don't want people that are hurting our students, or I'm just going to use the word, pedophiles teaching our kids.
Now, Fox 2 is not naming that teacher because they have not faced any charges. We can tell you that earlier in the week we did speak with that teacher. They strongly denied the accusations but declined to comment further on the record. We'll keep on following this investigation. We're live in Taylor tonight. Dave Kinchin on The Edge.
And you have to wonder, I mean, teachers are considered in a position of power, authority. So, maybe students over the years, if this did indeed happen, were reluctant to come forward just because they feared the consequences.
That's what some of the former students have said, that at first they thought, the one former student there said she really kind of laughed it off, didn't think about it until later, and really especially after one parent put this on social media and that really blew up and went viral. Several other people started coming forward and alleged that they too had experienced this as well.
All right, well, we'll see where the investigation goes from here. A lot of people coming forward. Thank you so much, Dave.
Oakland County Sheriff's deputies will be patrolling a bus route tomorrow morning after stranger danger concerns in Highland Township. The Sheriff's Office is investigating 2 suspicious reports from Spring Mills Elementary students. One student says they noticed a suspect wearing all black and a ski mask get out of a gray car around 8 this morning. Another student claims the vehicle was a tan van.
A student at a different bus stop says they saw a suspect matching the same description sitting in a red car, waving kids over. Both bus stops were near M59 and Duck Lake Road. Nothing happened, but the Oakland County Sheriff is urging parents to talk to their kids about stranger danger and trusting their instincts to look out for each other.
Detroit police could use your help tracking down this man suspected of inappropriately touching a 5-year-old girl inside a McDonald's bathroom. Officers say it happened around 8 last night at the McDonald's on Michigan Avenue near Braden. The suspect was wearing a red flannel shirt, as you see here, and black pants. If you see him, call police or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-SPEAK-UP. More than 150 workers at Vista Maria feeling the effects of program cuts.
The Dearborn Heights home for at-risk girls will be cutting ties with those workers. The permanent layoffs are expected to start in December, and this comes after the facility ended mental health services for residents. We're told all other programs on campus will continue to be available.
It's so important for the business community to understand how each of the candidates plan to collaborate with the business community.
The Detroit Economic Club getting to hear from the candidates for mayor. Mary Sheffield and Reverend Kinlock discussing a number of vital issues, among them the neighborhoods.
I believe that what is most important is that we start with our vacant commercial corridors and figure out a strategy on how to activate those, bringing retail to our neighborhoods and allowing that to be a vehicle to spur economic development around those particular areas.
We need to use those tools to make sure that we're making it more inclusive, not to just downtown and certain parts of the town, but making sure that they feel it throughout the whole town. And that's what the Kinlock administration would do with the Office of Philanthropy, making sure that we coordinate all of our foundations.
The candidates also talking about their plans to remove barriers to employment like childcare and transportation.
Getting ready for another cool night, and skies are, well, they're starting to clear after some rain earlier today.
Yeah, kind of a messy, cool, dreary day. Weather Authority Rich Luderman now with our Halloween forecast. We're all gearing up for that tomorrow.
Yes, and it's going to be dry tomorrow. Still breezy and cool, but we'll take the dry weather. Notice low pressure is over central New York State. That's moving away. And yes, some of us did see some wet weather earlier this afternoon. Here it is. Let's get right to it. Trick-or-treat forecast tomorrow evening. 49 degrees on average, close to 6:30 or 7 o'clock. So bundle them up, but no umbrellas needed. We're still looking at Hurricane Melissa making a close approach to Bermuda right now with top winds of 100 miles per hour. Squally weather out in Bermuda, but not a direct landfall there. Today's high 50 degrees, even with all the clouds. There's the rainfall total, not much, 0.03 of an inch. It is cooling off around town. 35 Ann Arbor, 41 in Howell, 45 Windsor. There's 43 to our north in Lapeer. The breeze has come down a bit, but that breeze will pick up again tomorrow right after sunrise. A lot of blue on the map. There's Sault Ste. Marie, there's Chicago, Fort Wayne coming in at 43. So as low pressure moves into eastern Canada, it does drag down some cool air for the rest of the weekend ahead, and you'll see that in the 7-day. Chilly tonight, down to 38. Tomorrow back to 54, but at least it's going to be a dry day and then a dry stretch for the weekend. Next week, warmer temperatures once again. A full check at 4 a.m.
Some centerpieces. I'm bringing my own centerpieces. I actually went out and bought shells for the centerpieces.
A West Michigan woman packing her bags for a dream wedding in Jamaica. Now she's coming up with a new plan to save the wedding. What she says she feels is really important when she says I do. That's coming up on The Edge. President Donald Trump making headlines with a bombshell announcement directing the Pentagon to start testing nuclear weapons for the first time in decades.
And Democrats say the announcement is reckless and could lead to a major escalation. This comes after Russia tested a new nuclear-powered and nuclear-capable missile that can travel thousands of miles. It also unveiled a new underwater nuclear drone.
When I see them testing I say, well, negative testing is we have to test.
When you have a madman that has nuclear weapons, like Putin does, and he starts rattling his saber, it's important for the president to respond.
It's a very dangerous ground that he would be setting, and it would only endanger our country.
Russia claims it has not actually detonated a nuclear weapon in a test since 1990, but warns it would again if the U.S. did.
I'm like, he's going to go down. He's just going to go under. So I'm like, I pretty much have no choice at this point. I just essentially stripped down to a T-shirt and my shorts.
An Atlantic City police officer ditching his uniform to save a daring dog who jumped into the water. There he goes. The lost pup paddled away from the Jersey shoreline with a bite pole around its neck after animal control failed to reel it in. The concerned cop had a feeling the dog would tire out while swimming, so he took matters into his own hands.
Put the other bite pole around my neck because I knew I'd have to restrain him, and swam out to him. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, just keep going, just keep going. I really was just trying to save the dog. I wasn't thinking this is going to make me a hero. I love dogs. I love animals. I just was not going to let this happen.
Wow.
What a great officer. The dog has been reunited with his owner.
Some good news. Well, then there's this new video from inside Hurricane Melissa showing the severe storm churning through the Caribbean. The hurricane hunters traveled into the eye of the storm trying to collect weather data. At one point, strong turbulence and dangerous conditions forced the plane to fly away. Meanwhile, we are getting a closer look at the devastation, the aftermath on the ground in Jamaica.
A community on the southwest coast hit hard by that hurricane. Rubble and debris covering streets, and only pieces of homes and buildings remain.
The destruction hitting a West Michigan woman close to home.
So yeah, I already have my bags packed. I had clothes packed.
But now she's been planning on saying her vows on a Jamaican beach until Hurricane Melissa dashed those hopes, leaving the couple with less than a week to land a new venue and everything else that comes with a wedding.
You never think that a hurricane is going to come on your wedding day. Rain, maybe, but not a hurricane. Me getting a wedding ruined is definitely not compared to what's happening there. Absolutely not.
The woman is trying to save the wedding date of November 3rd because that marks 25 years of staying sober. She says she's been overwhelmed by the support from the Grand Rapids community. Frederick Meyer Gardens has offered to host the wedding if needed. Well, a groom in France getting creative to help pay for his big day down the aisle.
He turned his tuxedo into a sponsor-filled suit. Take a look at the ads completely covering the tux. There it is. The clever salesman hatched his plan over the summer, asking companies to sponsor his wedding and pass it off as a business expense. And look, 26 startups answered the call, making things tough for the tailor to squeeze all the ads on the suit. At the end of the day, the man says he paid for the suit and had another $2,000 left over.
Oh, for the honeymoon.
Or the photographer and the catering and the
yeah.
floral decorations or whatever, right? Over in New Zealand, a pair of newlyweds tie the knot, but there's a big twist.
A Lord of the Rings movie star crashing the superfan's wedding. Look. Actor Elijah Wood surprising everyone at the wedding venue, which doubles as the Shire, set from the Lord of the Rings movies. Even though they were at the home of the hobbits, the husband and wife didn't have to worry about anyone stealing their precious rings this time around. How fun.
The movie starts taking a little bit of thunder out of the wedding, but that's a welcome
maybe adding a little thunder.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Star
that's
power
true.
for sure.
Very
well, a
cool.
Pistons fan from the other side of the world living it up on his visit to Detroit.
He's been all over social media, adding a lot of thunder to the Pistons and hype around Detroit. We're talking about Tom Herr. He's from South Korea. He's taking it all in, seeing all the sights, and also meeting his hero.
That's still fresh in my mind because that was last night. Meeting Cade, that was like a dream that was just a dream come true. So that was the best experience because he actually saw me and he said, I know you and good seeing you and I'll catch you later. He was like that, so I was geeking out. And yeah, the Pistons, they've been so good to me. I've been such a big fan for a long time and they welcomed me with open arms and it's been a great experience. Like people, the food, like the architecture, everything has been perfect for me. I love how people appreciate how I appreciate their city, so it's been a crazy ride.
Herr says he has been a Pistons diehard fan for about 15 years and loving the Pistons through the ups and the downs, which were a lot of downs, as we all know. It just made him love the city even more, which is pretty incredible. He's a really great spirit, a good guy.
Yeah, bring him some good luck there.
Yeah.
A really cool situation there. The Lions wanted to give him tickets to a game, but he had to get back because he's a banker. And he works in the bank on Monday. He's got to be back.
He's got to afford the trip.
But they were offering him the Sunday tickets, and he said, I can't, man.
Can't do it.
Next time.
I'll take them.
That's the best way to get a handle
Yes, sir,
on the Lions
if you're
offense,
watching from your hotel.
by checking in with the offensive line. And that's exactly what Fox News Sports Director Dan Miller did when he sat down with Detroit O-lineman Tate Rapp.